Hey guys, I'm Adam from Amtac Suppressors and the Tactical Performance Center. I want to talk to you today about practicing with a 22 for competition shooting, which is something I do quite often to bridge the gap between live fire and dry fire practice. We're going to break this up into two videos. We're going to talk about the pistol first and then the rifle, because there's some differences in what you want to do and what you want to practice, and little idiosyncrasies about how you want to set up your guns to get the most out of it. We're going to start with the pistol. There's two ways to go when it comes to the pistol that you're using. You can use whatever 22 is already in the safe. If you got your Ruger Mark III in there, bust that thing out and shoot it. Yeah, the grip angle is different, the mags aren't the same, your sights aren't the same, but you're still pulling the trigger, you're still aligning sights. It's still going to tell you what you need to know, even if everything is not exactly the same. So don't discount what you already have. The other option is you can do what I did, which is you could take your lower and put a dedicated 22 upper on it. So this is the lower from my STI DVC 3 gun, which is what I shoot in 3 gun. And I put a Tactical Solutions 2211 upper on there, which lets me shoot 22 long rifle. This is really nice because the trigger is exactly the same. Obviously, safety's in the same place, the grip is the same. The magazines are the same size, which means they fit in my mag pouches, which is just kind of handy. Mostly practice and reloads and dry fire, but it is nice to actually be able to reload the pistol when you're out shooting. The mags do fit flush with the mag well, unlike the 9mm mags that stick out a little bit, but not really that big of a deal. I do a couple other things here. I'm shooting a Amtac fire and suppressor on the end, which is something I do for a couple reasons. One, it allows me to shoot without ears on, and usually kind of hanging out with some friends. It's just nice to be able to talk. It also makes the gun a lot quieter, obviously, which allows me to hear bullets hitting steel. I'm almost always practicing on steel when I'm practicing with the 22. And sometimes when you have a good thick piece of AR 500 steel, it doesn't really ring the same way that it does if you shoot it with a 9mm. It's hard to tell if you hit it. So I like to run a suppressor on there. And also it's just a lot of fun. I'm also shooting a Vortex Venom red dot on there, which may seem strange because I shoot a division that does not allow red dots on pistols when I'm shooting 3 gun. But the reason I've been shooting this is it shows you a lot about what your gun is doing when you're pulling the trigger, when you're doing things like position entry. The dot actually really accentuates all the movement that you don't necessarily see when you're shooting iron sights. So it's teaching me a lot about what my pistol's actually doing that I couldn't perceive when I was just shooting iron sights. And just like I said with the suppressor, it's a lot of fun. And the more fun I can make my practice, the more likely I am to go do a whole lot of practice. When practice becomes a grind, you're going to stop practicing and you're going to stop getting better. So there's a couple things you want to watch out for when you're practicing with the 22. The main thing is a 22 doesn't recoil the way that a 9mm does, obviously. So it's really easy to start relaxing your grip and practicing with a really weak grip. You want to make sure that you're still gripping that gun the same way that you would if you're shooting a 9mm. It's also not going to climb as much in recoil, whether you're gripping it hard or not. So you want to practice mostly things that you can practice with one round, shooting across an array of targets, things like position entry, shooting on the move, drills where the recoil doesn't play into it that much. So you don't want to be going out and practicing your bill drills with a 22. You want to stick to 1 or 2 round drills and moving across multiple targets. Don't just put up one target and practice on that. So if you guys have any questions about the setup, why I do what I do, why I practice with the 22 at all instead of just going straight to 9mm, you guys can leave that stuff up in the comments. And for anything else, you can visit us at amtacsuppressors.com.